The Beauty Awards were created in conjunction with the Beauty for Ashes event to honor women who have gone through and survived domestic violence, or to honor the families of those who have been taken by domestic violence. I chose each honoree being led by God, but also just knowing the stories, knowing the families of the victims, or knowing the victims directly themselves. So honoree number one is Miss Shawn Cruz. I met Miss Shawn last year in October of 2015 at a Partnership Against Domestic Violence event, which is in Atlanta, Georgia. And when I actually first saw her, I saw her from the back. And the first thing I thought to myself was, this lady is so fly. She reminded me of my mom because she had on her hat with her matching outfit and her shoes and her bag. And she was the lady in the building. And when she got up to speak and turned around and I saw her face, and before knowing her story and everything that she had gone through, it just blew my mind away. It was so much like my mom's, and also just having her children and their relationships and the different things that we all suffered through. I just knew that there was something special about this lady, and since that time we've kept in contact. You just heard her speak, and I want to say thank you so much for not only surviving and continuing to fight, but for being strong and being able to share your story to help others. So honoree number one for the Beauty Award is Miss Shawn Cruz. Honoree number two is Zachary Farrell in honor of his daughter Mariah Farrell. Mariah Farrell was taken from us last September 2015 by an ex-boyfriend, and I wanted to honor Zachary just for his strength, for his courage to continue to fight, for loving his baby girl so much, for being a great father when there's so many of us out here really looking and searching for that. Mariah was an incoming freshman at Columbus State and actually a fellow Carver graduate alumni, and I just want to say, Zachary, and to the family, that we love you, we're here for you, we're so grateful for you guys and for your strength and for speaking out and to help encourage others, and we wish you guys all the best and that the Lord may be with you. Everybody say rest in peace, Mariah. Rest in peace. Everybody say rest in peace, Mariah. Rest in peace. Sing it with me. Rest in peace, Mariah. Rest in peace. Sing it with me. Rest in peace. Honoree number three, well, there are actually four honorees, are Charles, Katrina, Kason, and Faria Allen in honor of their mother, Tracy Allen. Tracy Allen was taken in December 2001 at the hands of her husband after she left him, going through years of domestic violence. I wanted to honor her children because not only personally knowing their aunt, Miss Branscombe, as a previous teacher, but knowing them and going to school with them and just seeing their strength and never even knowing their story really, really, truly spoke to me. So the honorees for the Beauty Award number three are Charles, Katrina, Kason, and Faria Allen.
My name is Miles Michael Branscombe III, and I'm the brother to Tracy Allen. My sister Tracy really was a big sister. We have much age difference, so by the time I was old enough to even play with her, talk to her, do a whole lot, she was going on, graduating from Columbus High School here in Columbus, Georgia, and she went on to the Army. While in school, my sister was absolutely brilliant. She was a part of honors classes. She took very advanced classes. She went to St. Elmo at Fort Time. I'm reminded of a funny story that one time while in school, the kids wanted to send the teacher away, and my sister decided to teach human anatomy. So the teacher left, and my sister took over the class. And from what I heard, she was quite the teacher. She could definitely teach the class, and I think the students preferred her over the teacher. She did go on to the Army. As you see here, we have the flag where she served in the United States Army. She married Mr. Allen, Mr. Charles Allen Sr., and they later on had two kids at first, Charles Allen Jr. and Katrina Allen. She later on had Kason Allen and Feria Ramon. She married a second time to the gentleman who later took her life. We suffered long with their marriage because we kind of struggled that he was even in the family, to be honest. So if I was to say anything to anyone going forward, don't hold back. I was very young. I was in middle school and high school during these times. My sister actually contracted AIDS by her husband, who did not tell her. Thank God we serve a God that will and can heal you. And she received healing from that terrible disease, but he came back later to find her, and that's when he took her life because she did not want to stay with him. Any family that is going to have any issue such as this should know that you should not hesitate to say anything, to speak out. If you feel like anything is going a certain way, if you feel like your loved one is in danger in any kind of way, shape, form, or fashion, you should not at any second feel reluctant to say anything. Because when you look back on those days, then you kick yourself all the time because you did not say anything. You're never too young. You're never too far away from your sibling. In our case, from your mom, your dad, your cousin, it doesn't matter who it is. If you feel like something is happening, you should definitely say something.
Tracy was just a warm person. We loved her so much. When she left for school, when she left for the military, there was a lot of years apart because she was in Germany for most of the time, and then when she moved back, she was in Washington, D.C. And so when she finally came back to Columbus, it was just a relief having her back here and being able to see her and touch her and laugh with her and joke with her. And so she had 4 beautiful children that she loved dearly. We miss her every day. She taught us a lot. She was a true big sister, a true leader, and she really taught us a lot. I know for me, one thing that sticks out is her saying to me not to care about what other people think. It's not that you are trying to disregard, good advice from other people, but sometimes you can put it above what you would like to do and moving forward. And she would say, make yourself happy. Do things that's going to make you happy. You don't always have to follow someone else. You be the leader. So it was it was so refreshing to have her back and to have her just to be in her presence, because she was a beautiful person. People would say if you ask, what do you remember most about Tracy? And I know they would say her smile. She was always smiling. She always had a kind word for you. Even if she hadn't seen you in years, it was something that she would say just to uplift you and to make your day brighter. She loved her children. She was a true mother. And her children are just great reflections of who she was. They are self-sufficient to this day. They didn't let what happened to their mom bring them down. They're thriving. They're surviving, and they're making their mom proud. So with Tracy, all we can say is we loved her dearly, and we miss her. We truly miss her.
She was a good big sister. I didn't have the opportunity to live in the house with her day to day because my mom and I lived in Atlanta. But I always knew I had 2 sisters and a brother that I could call at any time, even though they snitched on me when I did call and tell them things. We'll let that go. But she was a great person. She was a sweet person. She was a very intelligent person. I always remember when I was at the house and we were doing stuff, you could ask her a question about anything and she could give you an answer to it. And so just being around someone who was so knowledgeable helped me to value knowledge. And it's important that you have people around you that do that, and older siblings that can help guide you and give you advice that is really helpful advice, not just trying to, I know some siblings, they do things to try to get their younger ones in trouble. That was not her. She was kind of like a mother to us also, because when mom and daddy were working or not at the house, Tracy was in charge, and she took that responsibility very seriously. And she carried that over to when she had her own children. She blessed us with 4 great nieces and nephews, and her spirit lives in them. I look at them some days. I look at Katrina and I see her mother, because she looks just like her, and she has the same personality. She's the mother hen of the 4. I look at Faria, who is she can be stoic, she can be quiet, but she's always thinking, and she's always thinking. Kason is the jokester. He jokes, he has a good time. He got his mother's sense of humor, definitely. But he also has a very thoughtful side. And CJ got her willing to question authority and willing to question things, and is this right? And, to try to really examine things and try to figure out where you're going, but not just not leaping before you look. All of her children have inherited the best qualities that they could from her. They're all, people take this word sometimes in a negative way, they're hustlers. And when I say that, I mean they're willing to work for what they have. And they're willing to work to be successful, and they're willing to strive for greatness, because they know, they have a family that loves them, that backs them. They know that they have a mother who's looking down on them, and they want to make her proud. And I can honestly say that they have done that.
So last but not least, honoree number 4 is my mother, Michelle Mills, in honor of her strength. During the time of the domestic violence that we experienced in our house for about 5 to 6 years, my mom was so strong. Not knowing what was actually happening and just thinking about what we thought was going on as children really blew me as I got older, and really understanding the situation in its totality. Everything that happened to us made us so much stronger, made us so much better, and really helped us understand what it's like to really make a sacrifice, not only for your children, but for anybody. What it really means to overcome, what it really means to truly put yourself aside and think about something bigger than yourself. Even the aftermath of her trying to regain, consciousness of life, understanding what life was like without it, who she was, who she wasn't, and who we were through her. I admire everything about her for it. My mom is so amazing. She's so strong. And even on the days when I think, she gets weak and she may feel like she's still not worth it, she so is. And for that reason, honoree number 4 is my mother, Michelle Mills, in honor of her strength. Our mom was a young mom. She literally, at 24, had 3 kids, went through ups and downs of trying to figure out how to be a teenager, how to still be a parent, and how to be an adult at the same time. And through all of that, and over the years, we've learned so much from her. I think people used to think that being younger sometimes is a disadvantage, and for us it actually worked out in our favor. She understood a lot of the things we were going through. We were able to open up. She gave us freedom to kind of learn on our own, but at the same time still guiding us and leading us to make the right decisions. There are so many pastimes that we have as a family with the 3 of us, my brothers who's not pictured here, but just the memories that we share and the things that we've gone through together has made us so much stronger, and just admire her strength to even continue to go on.
One of the things, like growing up, was my mom. She used to sleep a lot. She worked at night and she would sleep during the day. So when it would be time for us to like want to go somewhere, we would go and ask her, Mom, can we go here or go there and go with so and so? And she would say yes in her sleep. And one day she called me. She was like, "Where are you?" And I'm like, "You told me I could go out, go somewhere." And she was like, "No, I didn't." I was like, "Yes, I did." And she sat there and she thought about it. And she was like, "Y'all gotta stop asking me stuff when I'm asleep." And it was just like, so that just sums up how we grew up. And we never asked her things again while she was asleep, because then she would always call us looking for us.
We love our mom. We appreciate her. You don't really understand sacrifices that parents make until you're old enough to understand what even being a parent means and what it requires. She literally gave her life each and every day to make sure that we had a roof over our head, food on the table, clothes on our back. Even going to college and having 2 kids in college at the same time, and literally doing whatever she could to make sure that our life was so much better than hers. We love her, we cherish her, and that is why we honor her today for her strength, for her courage, and to be an inspiration to us that it doesn't matter where you come from, it's where you're going that counts, and you never, ever, ever give up.